Danielle DuBois back at Foxborough for another day of training camp, and joining me again is Christopher Price. Chris, welcome.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Now, the very first day of pads, a big deal here. Talk to me about what you saw on 11 on 11.
I thought it was great. First day, real pads, real football back here at Gillette Stadium, or at least on the practice fields behind Gillette Stadium. It was a lot of fun. There was some good, there was some bad. I thought, let's start with the good. Will Campbell, 11 on 11s in run blocking specifically. I thought he did really well going up against a handful of guys, defensive ends, defensive tackles, and next to a handful of guys. I thought that was one of the really more important things when you're talking about how he looked today. He had a variety of left guards rotating in there. He developed a really good chemistry, I thought, with a lot of those guys. So that's the good. There was some bad. Some guys didn't respond well to the heat. And Keion Gonzalez went down about 2/3 of the way through practice with an undisclosed injury. We're going to kind of wait and see on that. That's going to bear watching moving forward.
Yeah, definitely worth keeping an eye out on the rest of the week, because he is definitely a player that you don't want to lose, especially this early. I mean, the season hasn't even started yet.
Exactly. This is a guy this is a team, I'll say this from a broad brush perspective here. This team has a very small margin for error going into 2025. They can't afford to lose a blue chip talent like Keion Gonzalez. No team can afford to lose a blue chip talent like that. But really, when you look at what he represents to this team, the importance of the cornerback position, he's absolutely vital to what they want to get done on the defensive side of the ball. So again, he's going to be a guy. He's going to be worth monitoring moving forward, his health specifically.
Now, Jalen Polk, you talked to us about him last week. He's back on the field. What did you see from him today?
I thought we saw a feistiness from Jalen Polk that really was absent over a lot of last year. This was a guy who was getting after today. Maybe it was just the fact that this was his first practice and he was a little bit ramped up. I would like to think, if you're a glasses half full guy, that he is looking at a situation where he understands the urgency. He knows that he has to get back out here and he knows he has to make a mark. Last year, he wasn't returning punts. Today, we saw him working as a part-time punt returner. Last year, he didn't really get in defensive players' faces. Today, he was out there, he was feisty, he was pushing and shoving after the whistle. So I think it's a good sign, but again, another guy that bears watching moving forward.
Now, you mentioned Will Campbell once already, but I mean, we have to circle back. The first day with pads, that's the biggest time for us to kind of take a better look at him. So talk to me a little bit more about what you saw from him.
The run game, he was great. The 11 on 11s, I thought he did really, really well. Like I said before, lining up against a bunch of different guys, lining up alongside a bunch of different left guards. I thought it was fantastic for a rookie, first time in pads. That's what you want to see. Now, the other side of the spectrum, we saw right down there in the one-on-ones. The one-on-one situations are where defensive linemen go up against offensive linemen. And he was pushed back by Keion White. And now look, Keion White is going to make a lot of people look foolish this year if everything goes the way the Patriots think it's going to go. But that was not a great moment for Will Campbell. Really, I think in 10 years, he's going to look back at that as his welcome to the NFL.
Oh, for sure, and I can't argue with that at all. I mean, Keion White has been making his impact on this team, and especially this offseason, I feel like he's been very noticeable. But going forward for the rest of the week, what are you keeping an eye on?
I want to see guys at the back end of the depth chart continue to stack success, as they say, continue to put good days on top of good days. I'll give you an example. A guy like Keion Chisholm, wide receiver, undrafted free agent. I thought he's had a good start to his career, a relatively good start to his career. But I think some of the things that he's done, he needs to be able to build on those moving forward. Guys like that, guys like Keion Chisholm, guys at the back end of the offensive line depth chart. Can they do that? Can they again, stack success to get to where they want to be ultimately as training camp continues to roll on?
Keion Chisholm, a big name for the Globe reporters these past few weeks. I mean, we can't stop talking about him.
Yes, I'm buying all the Keion Chisholm stock that I can right now.
I am too, but thank you so much for joining us on Fill In from Foxborough.